Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gordon Maston. That to your right on the left corner, right corner box is Matt Jericho, my co-host. And this is the Raw Review for June the 15th, 2015. Now tonight, we all know Seth Rollins defeated Dean Ambrose all on his own at Money in the Bank, as he said a lot tonight on Raw, and he opened his mouth so much that after his opponent was revealed for tonight, we also witnessed the death of one of the greatest architects, the architect of the Shield, Seth Rollins. I mean, what a great man he was. This man. Wait, what?
Huh?
What'd you say, man?
Seth Rollins didn't die tonight. He dies 5 weeks from now.
Oh yeah, when Brock Lesnar literally neuters that man. Oh man, I forgot about that. That's 5 weeks from now. Well, yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's get into the review. All right, dude. What's up?
What is up, everybody?
All right, so we multitasked tonight. We were able to watch hockey, and we were able to watch Raw, all of Raw, and miss nothing of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we are awesome dudes for that one. I mean, I hate to even brag about that. But let me just get the dirt sheet page up for Raw, which I actually really didn't think about because I'm so excited for everything that's going on. I zoned out a little bit.
Yeah.
And kind of forgot about that. I'm surprised I even remember that. Like, I'm surprised I even remember the theme song of this thing. But, I mean, it was a solid show, Matt. It was most definitely a solid show.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I've said before that I haven't watched a full Raw in years now. There's some times I'd turn it on and then just end up turning it off or switching channels or just going back and forth, kind of. So, and I literally mean that. Like, I did not watch, like, a full show. Like, I'm not saying, I watched an hour of the show. Like, it'd be less than that. I'd click on see. Usually just wait for the Lesnar segments toward the end of shows. I'll watch those once in a while. So, yeah, there's a big couple of reasons why I wanted to see tonight's show. And, yeah, I'll reveal those more in the review. But the biggest one is I've never done a Raw review with Gordon, and this was one of the best times to do it, pretty much.
Yeah, the last time you did one, the literal date was August 11th, 2014.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can even step foot into this Raw, I mean, we got Seth Rollins, they did the whole Dusty Rhodes tribute thing. They showed the tribute that they did last night, so they don't have to have everybody come back out and ring the bell 10 more times.
Yeah.
So we get Seth starting the show out. And may I say, before we even get into the rest of this, that this, for a Fallout episode of Raw, they actually acted like Money in the Bank existed last night. As bad as it was, they followed up. They follow up on the bad pay-per-views is what I don't get.
Yeah.
Like, normally they'll mention the main event and show us pictures from that only. But everything, I think, like, everything that had a sense of importance from last night, they showed us the pictures of, and they went over again, and then the storylines followed up from after that. I mean, like, I'll actually call this from solid to at least good. I mean, there was maybe a couple of segments that scratched me the wrong way, mainly. But even if they did, they were funny. R-Truth and Barrett got funny for a second, and then Barrett knocked him out and made it serious.
Yeah.
So let's jump into it. We had Seth Rollins start out the show here, and I actually thought, before they went to commercial, Seth would be starting the show out with a match. But no, we never start shows out with matches on Raw. We haven't done that since September 8th of 2014.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing that I have these dates in my head. Chris Jericho, Bray Wyatt was the last match to do that little fact there. And I just
that the match or?
Yeah, that was the cage match.
That started off that was actually a good Raw right there.
That was a great Raw, dude. I loved that Raw. The only thing that I can actually say negative about that Raw, one name, Jerry Springer.
Oh, that was on that one? Jeez.
Oh, yeah. That was the only negative I can find about that Raw. All right, so let's dig into this Raw.
All right.
So as Rollins comes out, he brags and says, He's like, I've beaten everybody who stepped in my way, but I beat Dean Ambrose, no help. I didn't need, I forgot what he called Kane. He's like the 7 foot something.
Dinosaur?
No, it wasn't Dinosaur. It was that old cliche. Actually used something pretty funny to describe Kane.
No, it wasn't Dinosaur?
It was I don't know. Let's not get hung up on that. But he
Yeah.
didn't need Kane. He didn't need Dumb and Dumber J&J security. And then he respects Triple H and Stephanie, but then says it in a tone as if they claim that they are leading their success as well. He's like, and I didn't need Triple H and Stephanie.
Yeah.
So, as we will later mention in the show, the tension is building between these three, and it's getting pretty hot.
Yeah.
So, Rollins goes on to brag, and then he pulls out a list of names in this promo. It says, I have a lot of people to thank in this one. Hold on. This is very important. And, like, at first, he's carrying this as somewhat of a tweener promo, I mentioned, because he's, like, saying, how he did it on his own, and he's proud of himself, and everybody else should be proud of him. I'm telling you now, until he started pulling this list of names out, Matt, until he started pulling this out, you could have distinctly thought about this as a babyface promo.
Yeah.
I mean, but then oh, go ahead.
Like, I was even asking you, like, why is he cutting a promo like a face? And then it kind of came like, oh, he's obviously is he going to say something like kind of turn it toward the end, but like into a heelish kind of thing like they do? But he did it really well, actually. So, Gordon, you can continue from that.
Dude, and he's like, I'd like to thank a list of people. This is the following list. Seth Rollins, 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 Seth Rollins. Wait, there's more. Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins. Oh, Matt, I got to find a couple more pages here. Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins, Seth
I think
Rollins.
you're leaving some.
I'm leaving about a solid 5 out. First name Seth, last name Rollins. Oh, yeah. Middle name Seth Rollins. That's a weird middle name, but Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins. And imagine the magic imaginary name here, Seth Rollins. I mean, imagine this thick list of names, all Seth Rollins, that he's thanking for himself winning, and those are the guys who helped him win. All those Seth Rollins, man. No, in all seriousness, though, Seth, he does continue to do that, and then Dean walks out after that, and Seth had Seth showed his independent fighting spirit, man. He went up to the ramp and met Dean halfway.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was shocked. I even said to him, like, whoa, he went and met Dean halfway?
Yeah, I don't know. Seth Rollins never, like, how they made his heel kind of out to be, like, he kind of, like, well, like they were saying pretty much, like, throughout the whole show that he always got backed up and he never did things on his own. But he went last night on his own, and he fought Ambrose again on his own, so it kind of worked. Because if he would have just to back out, it kind of would, like, kind of devalue what happened last night, just a slight, like, saying, oh, he can beat him, but why is he hesitating? So it'd give people the opportunity to say, oh, well, he's not fighting Ambrose, but he beat him last night, so. But, yeah, that was pretty cool.
I agree, and I also have to mention this to you. I had this conversation with John from 12 Hour earlier, right?
Right.
And we were mentioning the Seth Rollins title reign, and we were mentioning about that reign. What in the world was it about that reign that made it, like, I'm not going to say not so special, but, like, it's made it, like, it hasn't been the best thing. It's been everybody, like, he's our champion, right? But the people who are trying to make him stand out to be our champion aren't defending him. Kane is slaughtering him. Oh, Justin Bieber, you can't do anything on your own. I do everything for you. Triple H, prove that they can do it on your own. Prove it to them because you haven't done it yourself. Stephanie, if you lose, what do you call it? You know what the consequences are. Like everyone, no one No one, except for Triple H last night, to the degree of show them. Forget what she just said. Show them. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. And prove that you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
And we've been saying that, what do you call it? The Authority practically in kayfabe devaluing Seth has devalued the Reign. And then the ways that Seth has had to win with Kane's help in a steel cage. The Shield triple powerbomb that weakened Randy Orton that neutralized him to hit the pedigree, basically. What was the last one against Ambrose? Oh, yeah, Seth had to put a referee in the way, and Kane helped half of the match. But Ambrose and Reigns, not Ambrose and Reigns, Ambrose by himself just basically took out all of J&J and Kane. Like, there's nothing that they've made any sort of liable that could have made Seth a legitimate champion.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I expected it to be a lot better. I did expect him to, like, be like, have, you know, sometimes he'd get help to win at times, but I didn't expect that to happen for like almost every match. I expected him to play dirty sometimes, but it didn't help him really.
You need help to win every match.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
I mean, I mentioned this earlier. WWE knows how to build chicken shits, right?
Yeah.
So making a chicken shit in the Authority who's not champion is entertaining. It's cool. If he wins every match with help, it's funny. It like people really get aggravated about it. But when he's your champion and he's doing this, it's not good at all.
Yeah.
I mean, let's give you an example. Paul Heyman's at ringside for Brock Lesnar for every one of Brock Lesnar's matches. How often does Paul Heyman ever get involved?
The only one I can think of was, I think, the CM Punk one.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the Triple H ones. But when Lesnar was champion, how many times did Heyman step in? Or when he faced The Undertaker? I was expecting, all right, when's Heyman going to jump in? When's Heyman going to jump in? Didn't happen. And I was expecting at Night of Champions, maybe Heyman will jump in and help Brock out. Didn't happen. And, yeah, Heyman just stood there. I mean, I'm not saying he stood there like in a bad way. He talked through the matches, but that was it.
I know. You can say, oh, it's Brock Lesnar. But there has been situations where Brock Lesnar has been in trouble. But does Heyman get in the safe? No, because what does that do? That devalues Brock Lesnar as an entity of himself.
Yeah.
And what has Seth Rollins been? He's been nothing but raped and devalued of what should have been a good reign and what everybody wanted to be a good reign. And this is what I said. This is what I said to John earlier. He said, Rollins will have a good reign. But here's the thing. It's going to have to be as a babyface. And I elaborated on that one. And I'm like, yeah, because he won't need help. And he'll basically be able to stand as that courageous babyface, who can defend the championship with no help at all.
Yeah.
And, let's be real. Seth Rollins is awesome as a heel, but he'll be 10 times better as a babyface. And I know that's a huge claim to stake, but he will be.
Yeah.
So, Matt, any other thoughts on this whole Rollins-Ambrose brawl segment before we get to what Ambrose did next?
Even though, including the promo, all right, Rollins, there's in promos that I thought he's done, amazing at, but there's also been ones that I didn't care about. This one was pretty good, I'll say, and I liked the little brawl. So this segment was good.
All right, and then from there, Seth runs backstage, and, I'm just sitting there thinking, as Seth runs at the ramp, is Brock Lesnar's music going to hit, and he immediately runs back into that ring with Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
That was completely funny. I'm like, what if Lesnar's music hits now?
Yeah. I love his intro to his song. It just works at, any moment like that.
Oh, the whole echoing, yeah. And then the silence, and then the bass hits.
Yeah, just freaking awesome.
But anyways, we get through to Dean Ambrose sitting in the ring saying if Seth doesn't come out there, he's going to sit out there all night. And we get the cliche, I'll sit in to get what I want.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Dean Ambrose fan, but they could have done better.
Absolutely.
I mean, this doesn't seem like a Dean Ambrose move. I'll sit in to get Seth Rollins back out here. The Dean Ambrose I picture as a face would chase Seth Rollins and stalk him all night to try and find him.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. So we get Sheamus coming out, and he's like, you know what? We both like to fight, but we both made heavy claims going into our matches last night, and here's the difference between you and me. I won.
Yeah.
So Sheamus fought Ambrose in this match, Sheamus, it was a pretty good little back and forth match. The thing with this was, I mean, Dean Ambrose throw some killer lariats now, dude. I just thought the pendulum lariat was, shouts out to Nigel McGuinness, for making that a famous, move back in the Indies. But it may be a tribute to Nigel McGuinness, but Dean also throws a killer lariat now himself.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it Sheamus doing? He punched him and then Ambrose threw off the ropes this time. Like, what was the variation to get Dean to slingshot? He what?
Didn't he kick him in the head or something like that?
Oh yeah, that was it.
Not the bro kick, just a regular kick.
Yeah, Ambrose was going for a backdrop, and Sheamus flew back right, and then he just kicks him in the head, leans off the ropes, pendulum lariat.
Yeah, it was done pretty cool.
But this match basically ends with Sheamus taking Money in the Bank. He's like, I don't want to be out here. He's like, I don't have to. And he realized, what did I really come out here for? I just came out here to mess with Ambrose, and Ambrose got a match out of me. So he backs out, like he's going to get counted out. Orton comes out, throws him in the ring, dirty deeds. Sheamus is protected, and Ambrose wins.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't have any much to say about this. I mean, if I had to pick this match apart, I guess I'd just say Ambrose is not the character I'll sit in to get whatever. I'll protest to get whatever I want, especially after he cuts a promo on the network last night after the show is over and says, I carried the title around because the system said I couldn't, and paperwork and all that nonsense said I couldn't.
Another thing about the match is that you were saying that Ambrose left or right up. He said, "I'm staying here until Rollins comes back." So he had the match and then he just leaves.
Yeah, that was a point I brought up during the show.
Yeah, that was on. I was huh?
I'm like, in kayfabe, that's stupid. You just beat Sheamus. Now kick him to the side and wait for Seth.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna make a claim, go by it. I mean, don't just make a claim and then just beat somebody up and then just leave.
Yeah.
I mean, that just makes Ambrose look stupid.
Uh-huh. Oh, that was pretty dumb.
But either way, I didn't really have much gripe with this, so I guess we can move along here. All right, next we get... All right, Seth Rollins is basically talking to J&J Security because the Authority, Seth Rollins basically told the Authority he wanted something done, and the Authority basically told him, all right, you want something done, here's what's going to get done, basically. We're working into getting Ambrose out of the ring. Like they said this during the commercial break before Ambrose Sheamus happened. And Seth ends up after this going to J&J because the Authority told Seth that they'd figure his opponent out by the end of the night and we'll figure it out. Now, we all know at the end of the night Brock Lesnar was Seth Rollins' opponent, but we all know Brock Lesnar would have to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Since when did Brock Lesnar, in kayfabe sense, turn into Sonic the Hedgehog and get to Cleveland?
Yeah.
I mean, dude. I'm not even going to go there. That's not even worth my time at this point. I'm going to say something to Jane James, like, you know what? I'm willing to have you guys in my corner if you know the Authority's putting me up against.
Yeah.
It's like that tease for a little kid. I'll give you a sucker if you tell me what mom and dad said.
Yeah.
It's just like, they're like, Jamie's like, you know what? We wouldn't tell you. He's like, we wouldn't tell you at all. It's like, if we even knew, we wouldn't tell you. And he's like, as far as I'm concerned, he's like, you know who should get a title shot against you? My boy over here, Joey Mercury, because he pinned you last week, 1, 2, 3 in the middle of that ring. And then I will try and do Seth Rollins some justice right now, Matt. He said, Jamie, are you stupid? Have you been drinking some of your daddy's good old moonshine? Oh, God, dude. I don't even.
That's all good.
But that's when Joey interrupts him and is like, hey, he's like, you know what? We did beat you. And then he basically threatened Seth. I forgot what the verbiage of what he said was, but it basically led to nothing really happening between the two sides.
No.
So I guess we could just really move on here.
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, the whole J&J thing with Rollins, we get to R-Truth versus King Barrett is where I sighed, and Matt said, how do you sit through these every week?
Yeah. I really don't understand.
Matt, you want to go through this one, bud?
What happened? All right, so R-Truth, he's on commentary, and then he's dressed up like Barrett, but he has a plunger instead of what do you call what Barrett had? Yeah, that. And then he has like a paper crown, I think it was. So then, and Barrett comes out, and then he goes on commentary and did that thing, and he's like, "Wait, you have a match?" And then he acted all confused, similar to like when Kane said, "You're not in the match," but this doesn't tell him you are in the match. So that was kind of funny. But my only thing is, I hope they don't be doing that every week and turn that because it was maybe a thing you'd find funny like 2 times, but it's one of those things that you'll kind of get expecting it and it'll get old in a way. So then Barrett or he gets in the ring and Barrett, what was it? R-Truth was like doing something right when he got in the ring. Was he dancing around kind of or?
First though, R-Truth, he was on commentary and he's like, I'm thinking R-Truth's not in this match, and then JBL sits here, grabs Truth over by his shoulder. It's like, Truth, you're in that match right there, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, no one ever tells me anything. Gets in the ring, the match starts, and he literally beats him within like 5 seconds.
Well, he taunted him, and then Barrett was like just beats him up, and then he stands up, and then then R-Truth rolled him up pretty much, and yeah.
That was that, and then he basically starts dancing around and gets bullhammered.
Yeah.
Why is the King of the Ring getting devalued with R-Truth joking around with it?
I feel bad for Barrett mainly out of all of this.
They need to retire King of the Ring now.
Yeah.
I mean, King of the Ring is becoming the Cruiserweight Championship.
The Cruiserweight Championship meant more than King of the Ring now. I mean.
Yes, but in a sense, they've brought in the King of the Ring back and tried to make it something prestigious, and R-Truth has just spat on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I may be a little too harsh there, but would I really be?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I don't think so. You're just telling it how it is. I mean.
So thank you, Matt, because I honestly can't stand when stuff like this happens, and they just completely. Oh well, R-Truth, you can just go out there and beat the King. I think he's beat him. I hope I'm counting this right. Out of the last 3 weeks, I think he's beat him like 5 times or something like that.
I was thinking 4, but you're probably right.
You may have the over/under more on me. This is also counting on like shows that don't even really matter. Like I've read like spoilers for certain things, and then I see like Superstars or Main Event or whatever, and I see he's beating them there.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually thinking about it. I remember seeing one of those on the YouTube channel. I think there was one on like Main Event or Superstars, one of those.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's just okay. So let's move to a bright side, and that involves Dolph Ziggler.
For once, for me, well, maybe not for once. He's had moments, but
I'll let you take this one, dude.
All right. So Ziggler's opponent tonight was none other than one of the best guys on the roster, Kevin Owens, and he cuts a promo, which I'm not the promo guy, so Gordon, take this, and I'll just talk about the match when you're done. You're a promo guy, so
Kevin Owens basically comes out, and from there, he's like, okay. He's like, last night, and by the way, for anybody who wants to know, John Cena sold an injury, and he wasn't on Raw. Severe back spasms is what he has, and he wasn't on Raw. Injury, like it was severe back spasms. He sold an injury, and he wasn't on Raw.
But don't be shocked if he's back next week, because we all know what happens with Cena. He says he'll be out for a long time. He'll be back from a week to, if you're lucky, a month later. But I don't see that happening.
Okay, so if that's the case, man, who's up for the malicious burying next? Because remember, after the Wyatt family we were the victims after that, the next week.
Wait, so not Owens? You're saying who's next?
Yeah, who's going to be the guy who takes Cena's beating next week when he offers a U.S. Open challenge?
Oh shoot! Well, I I think they're actually going to go with Owens. Maybe they might save it for Battleground. Like match will end in a. This one's got to end in a false finish, something weird, or because Owens said in the promo he wants a U.S. title now.
Yeah, because he cut the promo.
Yeah.
And basically, we can dig into that now because he's like, you know what? He's like, last night, John Cena may have beaten me, but in my 15 years in this company, well, not in this company, in this business, he's like, John Cena did the most disrespectful thing to me ever. He's like, you don't get up and shake my hand and tell me, like, he tells me, I belong. He's like, I belong here in front of these people. I belong here. He's like, the minute I stepped in a ring in this company, I realized I belonged. And he's like, I don't need John Cena's stamp of approval, and I don't need John Cena's. He's like, I don't need his. What's the word I'm looking for here? Not in depth. Huh?
I just had it. I know what you're gonna. I think I know what you're gonna say.
But either way, he basically says he doesn't need a John Cena stamp of approval.
Yeah.
So, endorsement is what I was looking for. He doesn't need John Cena's endorsement.
Yeah.
And if you guys do hear the crying in the background, it's the cat in my house. She is in heat. I'm sorry. Anyways, we move on.
You talk. You stopped talking. Your cat was quiet. Then you started talking, and you started making noise.
I guess he's cheering about Owens and booing Cena.
Yeah.
Am I right, Cat? There you go.
I heard it.
All right. In all seriousness, though, Kevin Owens, he is a friend of animals too. Let's put it out there, dude. But Kevin Owens, he basically says he doesn't need any of that, and he says, you know what? Normally, after I say all of that, and I tell John Cena that I do want the United States Championship because I've beaten him and he's beaten me, and I feel I want my rematch, so they're just gonna bounce rematches back and forth, which is probably gonna lead to another rematch at SummerSlam. So okay, here's how it's gonna go. Owens is gonna face Cena at Battleground for the U.S. Championship. Owens is gonna win the U.S. Championship. Then Cena is gonna win his rematch at SummerSlam. And then that's where we get the return match for the U.S. Championship.
I don't see Cena. If Cena's going to lose the U.S. title, I do not see him winning it back. Because I think the reason to put the U.S. title on Cena, they wanted to put him in the mid-card, making him the mid-card champion. They did that for a reason. I don't see them taking it off him and then just giving it back to him.
No, I don't see him. I don't see them doing that either. But we also didn't see Cena winning yesterday either.
Well,
at the end of the day, Vince McMahon has final calls on the shots.
Yeah.
Creative aims the gun, and then Vince, even if it's not at the target and at somebody's leg, Vince will say when to shoot, and if they don't, they get shot.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can possibly put it at this moment. So, Owens basically says he's offering up an open challenge as if John Cena would, but I'm not gonna put words in Owens' mouth because he wouldn't like that, and they'll probably get pop a power on the edge of this chair here. Because he will be entering Buffalo pretty soon. I'll be meeting that man tomorrow.
Lucky.
Yeah. So I don't want to say anything, and Kevin Owens knocks at my door, and you guys see me get power bombed, even though that's probably like viral.
Yeah.
But Owens says he's offering an open challenge, and out comes Dolph Ziggler, and he makes out with Lana before he gets out there. Now, Matt, no, I'm not even going to go there with you right now. But Ziggler says, you know what? He's worked his way there. He's like, you want to talk about working your way through the business for 15 years? I've also worked my way. And during this promo, I heard two things. I heard Ziggler speaking, and I heard Matt.
Promo from 2012. Sorry, I'm not trying to hate on Ziggler.
Oh no, you can say as much as you want. If it's factual, you have a point.
Yeah, like you guys kind of make fun of Cena, and I do too, about cutting same promos. But Ziggler said the same thing. I fought and I clawed. I fought and I clawed. So, in a way, it worked tonight. But just saying, he said it a ton of times.
All right then. So, Matt, you want to go over this match?
All right, so let's see.
Oh, wait, let me also put that out there too. That Owens did say this is not for the NXT Championship. When Lillian's like, "This match is for the NXT," like, hold on, Blondie, hold on. This is not for my NXT Championship. He's like, what makes Dolph Ziggler to think that he deserves a shot at my United States Champion? I mean, not my United States Championship, at my NXT Championship.
Yeah.
So
So
this is just a normal match.
yeah, so they start the match, and Ziggler immediately just dives right into Owens, and they're brawling in the corner, and yeah, just going at it, which was pretty good. And then sooner than later, of course, Owens, he takes over, and he had a lot of pretty cool spots in this match. Actually, the one I was talking about is actually toward the end, but I think there's actually like 2 commercial breaks during this match. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. They had 2 commercials.
And then like he did a move to Ziggler outside the ring. Oh, I forgot what the move's called, but he grabbed him like this and he just flung him back and he smacked him in the barricade. And it looked like it killed Ziggler. So, yes, he is good at selling. Sometimes he'll flap around, I say, like oversells at times, but mainly he does do really well at selling. So, that and another spot that happened to Owens, actually, the DDT, they were on one side of the ring, and then Owen just goes, he hits it, and he just rolls out of the ring, and it took him out. And then probably the biggest spot in the match was the suplex. And
Oh my Jesus, dude!
suplex, Ziggler hits a zig. Oh, Owens went up for the pop-up powerbomb. Ziggler jumps over, zigzags, and I don't want to complain too much, but because this was pretty much the in-ring best match of the night, and it was really good. Owens lands on his ass, or not Owens, Ziggler. But then he says he has a head injury, which kind of didn't make sense, but that's whatever.
Well, it did. He got busted open last night.
Yeah, but he didn't land on his head tonight. He wasn't doing that earlier.
Well, yeah, just
It's whatever. This is still a great match, though. So I'm not hating on it. Or kind of, but not really. So what happened was so Owens, that was, I think he hit the zigzag, or he almost hit it again. No, he did the super kick when Owens, what do you call the little thing when he rolls into you in the corner?
Cannonball.
Yeah, that. And so he ends up super kicking him at a point. And then the next thing was Owens suplexed the hell out of him and gets Ziggler. He goes flying across the ring, gets in the corner, does that, and does he hit? He hasn't hit the pop-up powerbomb just yet. I feel like I'm missing one spot.
The pop-up powerbomb, that I can't even remember when that came myself, but this match did eventually.
I think it did.
Oh yeah. That's when he went for the super kick. Yeah. Oh, he went for the splash. He missed that, and then I think that's when he came off the ropes and got pop-up powerbombed.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Or was it the super? No, he went for the splash, missed that super kick by Owens, throws Ziggler off the ropes and pop-up powerbomb.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That was the sequence to that.
Yeah, and that was a great pop-up powerbomb too. It's pretty good.
All right. So Owens wins, and we get Owens later in the night too. For anyone who thought MGK was a piss break, you were a fool.
Oh yeah.
All right. So up next after this match, we get. Oh no, we get when I get to the second page of part 2 of this. Man, there's only 3 pages of results here. Dude, this is a fast Raw tonight. At one point, I'm like, wow, it's only 10:21 when the Machine Gun Kelly thing happened. I'm like, wow.
It's only like 6 for me.
Oh, yeah. So, up next, we get Randy Orton versus Kane.
Oh, gosh. I was so pumped to see this match.
Oh, my God. Okay, so
Patrick Kane. Way more.
Insider.
Yeah.
Not really, but anybody who doesn't get it, it's an insider. So, next up with this match, Sheamus, I guess the only noteworthy thing to really say here is Orton gets his nice power slam in. Sheamus interferes. Yeah, Sheamus interferes. I'm sorry, the intro just played again. Sheamus interfered in this match. And then Kane immediately made it a false count anywhere, basically.
Yeah.
Not false count anywhere. No holds barred. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Sheamus comes out. Bro kicks Randy. Kane makes no bones about it and goes for the cover.
Yeah.
And even the cat loves Sheamus in this role that he's in. Right, Cat? See? She loves Sheamus in the role that he's in. And dude, that bro kick, like, just Sheamus coming out to get revenge on Orton. I'm glad they didn't just go out with Orton doing what he did to Sheamus to make Sheamus lose.
Yeah.
Now, please be quiet. I'm trying to review this.
That made, because earlier Sheamus actually, Randy was gonna RKO him, but Sheamus backed out, and that so that
Wait,
you
hold
pretty
on,
much.
hold on, Matt. You're like kind of going out there a little bit. You got your headphones around?
I do. One sec. If I don't echo this time. One sec. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right. So if it's even not just that, it may be Google Hangout acting stupid tonight. But we go on. So
Yeah.
Orton, best way I can really put this is he basically gets bro kicked, and then Kane goes to the cover. And after that match, I can't even remember what happened from here. Seth Rollins comes up to Kane. He's like, oh, wow, Kane. He's like, that's the best you've looked in a while. He's like, you know what? And it's like, it's a shame. He's like, that's the best you looked in a while. And he's like, and I know you're jealous of me because I'm everything you used to be. I'm a winner, the future. And he's like, I'm talented, I'm successful. He's like, I can't remember if he said I'm relevant or not, but that just maybe my own self-adjustment, my own self thoughts of Kane. So after that, he basically says, you know, it's like, but you're not like you've always needed somebody to hold your hand, and like me, he's like, whether it be the Authority, your brother, Paul Bear, and that's where he chokes him. And then use this, I hate to say same old Kane line because he delivers it so well. He says, you know what, you talk about my family like that, I will eviscerate you.
Yeah.
This is another thing I was getting.
Hello? Gordon?
All right, I cut out there for a second, guys. I'm sorry, the video screwed up. Google Hangout is not being the best tonight. I would have to re-invite Matt back in here. But what Kane basically went on to say was that that he basically eviscerate Seth. Seth had a retort. And we basically move on. So as I re-invite Matt to the call, we go on to the Miz versus Big Show. Hey, Matt, you're back?
Yeah, it would not let me join back in until you gave me the invite.
Yeah, Google Hangout was acting extremely stupid for that moment there, but we're still live.
All right, cool.
All right, so for anybody who's going to see this, I apologize for the technical difficulties that we had. So we go on to Big Show versus The Miz. To be quite frankly honest, I don't remember much of this except for Ryback. When Miz got tossed on him by Big Show, he's like, "Oh, come on, you got to wipe me. You got Miz all over me."
Ryback is funny on the mic. That's why I like him a lot. That's not the only reason, but you know.
So from there, Ziggler. What did I say, Ziggler? He has nothing to do with this. Ryback and Big Show basically stare each other down, and I guess Big Show needs a hearing aid now. He's that old that he couldn't hear the ref, and Miz wins by countout, and that was basically it.
Yeah, that match was. Or they were actually it looked like they were gonna try to recreate the Tyler Breeze and Bull Dempsey thing for a second.
Oh yeah, when Miz was actually chasing Big Show around, well, Big Show was chasing Miz around, and Big Show got a little tired here and there. And then they got back in the ring, but the only thing that killed it is Miz kept getting back in the ring and getting out.
Yeah, and then and it was the Miz. So well, actually, be fair, never mind. I'm not gonna go there. But then like Big Show was like faking a knee injury kind of, and then grabbed him and just started doing like the chops to the chest or slap or whatever you want to call it. So that was pretty much the match.
All right, so basically, after that, we find out that Nikki Bella is going to face Paige in a handicap match, and she starts asking the women if they would help her out. And Naomi's like, I don't like the Bellas. And she's like, I may agree with you, but she's like, if you think you're gonna boss me, then you have a whole. She's like, you must be crazy. So then Paige is like, I'm not trying to boss anyone around. She's like, all I'm trying to say is that the Bellas have been running this for too long, and if you want change, you have to do it yourselves. And as they're starting to agree with Paige, Nikki comes in and says, "Oh, she's like, you know what? She's like, ever since I helped Stephanie McMahon win at SummerSlam, sorry, Brie. No, don't be sorry that you elbowed that no talent hack wannabe Daniel Bryan. Oh, I'm sorry. In the face. Don't be upset about that. I mean, for months and months, you put us to that horrible dance on Raymond.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brie. You broke my eardrums.
Yeah.
And they had to resuscitate me a couple of times because I had a heart attack and they had to resuscitate me, dude. They had to lay me out on the table. I mean, dude, you have no idea. But anyways, when she comes in and says she mentions Stephanie, and she realizes all the women's lives would be made. They could be made hell. They even dare step to Stephanie McMahon or step to, Stephanie McMahon's chosen woman. Because, Nikki also went on to say that Stephanie chose her, therefore her title reign was not an accident. And I have to mention this now that I just thought about this. We're going back between Seth Rollins and like how they should build somebody. I mean, imagine Kevin Owens with the Authority. The way they made Nikki Bella, imagine if they would just do that with Kevin Owens, except a little more interaction, because Nikki Bella doesn't really have interaction with Stephanie anymore, but they basically put Nikki in position to win the championship, and she did it.
Yeah.
And then she went back to mention her relationship with Stephanie, and everyone backed off. Could you imagine if Kevin Owens joined the Authority and that was how they did it?
That'd be pretty cool.
But that's another story for another day. But we move on to their match. Actually, no, their match was the next. What was next is the segment that stole the show for me for the night. Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt.
Oh shoot, I forgot that. That was actually going to that.
That was a steal the show segment.
It was.
And I was just gonna ignore you when you said, "Ugh, same old Wyatt promo." Dude.
This one was good.
Wyatt killed it. But we have to get through.
Wait, let me address it real quick. I'm not saying I don't like Wyatt's promos, but the thing I like his promos. He just never really has delivered on any of them.
What?
He's faced.
Oh,
Listen,
I mean, oh, you mean what? Like when the result comes and the match comes?
like even with Ambrose, I guess just Ambrose, that's it. But so it's pretty much he said it to everybody, and pretty much nothing's really like done it for him really. So like in ring kind of. I mean, he's good in ring. That's but you know what I mean. He's never really won the big match that he needed, kind of. So yeah.
All right,
So
so here's how this is gonna go. Roman Reigns comes out. He basically says he was about to win the match, and then he's like, you know what? He's like, well, Bray Wyatt had to interfere. So he's like, Wyatt, if you want to, he's like, Wyatt, if you want to, he's like, I want you to get out here and step in this cube right now and fight me. Excuse me, what did he just say? Last time I checked, it was a squared circle or professional wrestling ring. We aren't playing. This is not. You are not stepping onto a GameCube. You see this here, Matt? You see this little crate I have here? You see this little four-sided crate? This could be shaped as a cube. If Roman Reigns wanted to call something a cube, this is it. You do not call a professional wrestling ring a cube. Step in a cube and fight me right now. You're trying to be taken seriously. You're sitting here talking slang, and you're trying to be taken seriously by Wyatt. If you tell him to get in the ring right now, you know the PG verbs that they use. Get your ass in the ring right now, so I can knock you out or something like that. I'll take it. But then when he says get out here now, I just can't buy the man's delivery either. His delivery sucks. Another guy, if I don't know if it cut out or not, but I was saying delivery is key. And when you're trying to be serious, Kane's delivery on when he choked Seth Rollins and said he'd eviscerate him if he ever talked about his family again, that is key delivery.
Yes.
What Roman did was not key delivery.
No.
So we move on. And it is.
You open your window, you fruit. Hold on.
So it's Seth Rollins. Now, why do I keep saying Seth Rollins? We didn't get that till later. So Wyatt appears. And then he basically says, Roman, you should, like, he basically tells him, you should have known this was coming.
Yeah.
And basically from that, after he said he should have knew it was coming, where do we go from there? Roman's like, oh, he's like, get down here and fight me, basically.
Yeah.
What is this? Are we in the streets, Roman? I'm sorry. I just feel as if I'm picking Roman apart because I'm not a fan, but I don't know. Wait, I'll move on to Wyatt's promo. Wyatt basically went where I said he would go with this last night on the review. What I said, he said, you stole from me. You stole what should have been mine. I should have been the one climbing that ladder and claiming my destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to be quite frankly honest, this is one of the clearest promos that I've, like, Bray Wyatt's had some promos that I've, like, really, really understood, and, like, you knew where he was going with the message. This was another one that I really, really got. And Wyatt's promo cutting is next level, dude. Another line that really stuck to me tonight was, I'm the yin to your yang.
Yeah.
And that was, if you don't understand how great that line was, like, I am the bad to your good. I am what stops you. I am what stops your drive and motivation. And he's like, you know what? He's like, Roman. And you know what? I know I hate, I really don't make, like, I don't really mean to be this guy to pat myself on the back, but I always said you, Matt, that if Kevin Owens were to go face and he would have feud Bray Wyatt, this would be the perfect place to go with, when he said, I'm a little teapot, short and stout, and showed the picture, little commercial that Roman had with his daughter, and they were, doing the teapot thing. And Roman was with her. I said, not Kevin Owens, Bray Wyatt as a heel is a perfect antagonist against, like, face Kevin Owens. And they used this against a face Roman Reigns. And this perfectly worked to get Wyatt heat.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were WWE and I really wanted to go that far, I'd bring Roman's daughter to the building one week, and I'd have Wyatt capture his daughter.
Something crazy.
I would do that. I mean, what gets heat other than attacking children and victimizing children? I mean, like, he's obviously not going to hit her, but just, like, scaring her.
Yeah.
Like, say he duct tapes her to a wall or something like that, and just sits there singing. He's got the whole world in his hands while in a crab walk or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I mean, like, I've said enough. What are your thoughts on this?
This whole thing, this really both, well, yeah, Reigns' promo was kind of, his was a little whack, but Wyatt really pumped me up to see this feud. Like last night, I was like, it was whatever if you've seen the review, but no, Wyatt totally changed that tonight, and I cannot wait for the match just because of that promo. Pretty much, it was that good.
Well, the most I can say about this is at least Wyatt's guaranteed to win that Battleground if they're going to go the SummerSlam route with this, which I believe they really are. Oh wait, no, they're not. No, actually, they're not. So I don't even know where this is going to go.
What's supposed to happen at SummerSlam with Reigns?
If you didn't see the leaked SummerSlam poster, they're going to be doing Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
Huh?
Yeah, there was a leaked SummerSlam poster that has Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar on the front of it for the title.
For the title?
Yes.
Okay, that means Lesnar's gonna win, but please. Oh God. I think I might just.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it when we get to the main event.
Ah, shit.
So, we move on. So next is actually let me. Paige versus the Bellas. This is actually a fun Divas 2-on-1 handicap match. The Bellas got the perfect amount of offense, and then Paige actually took it to the Bellas for a while. She hit the Rampage on Brie, and then Nikki got the tag back in after that when she broke everything up, and it hits the rack attack on Paige. She missed the forearm shiv. I think Brie got a little involved, and Nikki goes and hit the rack attack and goes for the win. Now, honestly, I see Charlotte's debut being imminent here because none of the main roster divas have made it clear that they're going to help. I see a Charlotte debut clearly in place. Because, I'm like, I would like Sasha Banks to debut, but what sense would it make if Sasha's all about me? I'm in it for myself. I'm in it to reap the reward and the benefit for myself. It's all about the boss. When Charlotte's all about revolutionizing, and that's what Paige just talked about. She wants to revolutionize the way women's wrestling is looked at, and what better person fits that mold than Charlotte's character?
Yeah.
I mean, any thoughts about possible Charlotte debut, Matt?
Hopefully, I think they should maybe do it have that, and then maybe some other NXT stars do it at Battleground, and then lead up to a match at SummerSlam. So, I don't want to see them all come out on a Raw. I want to see it on a pay-per-view, Battleground, and then they all show up on Raw again the next night. That's what I want to see.
Now, see, I was going to say this. Do you know who fits being a best friend of Paige more than Charlotte? Paige and Charlotte, I mean, does that team really go together? Okay, you could argue, yes, in the greater goal of just stopping the Bellas, it works. But could you imagine Becky Lynch and Paige?
That would be great.
I mean, the gimmicks go together, the personalities fit, and it's just awesome all around.
Yeah.
Okay, so up next, we move on. And I hope this is what I'm looking for here. And I hope this is... Okay. Machine Gun Kelly does a performance, and for everybody who thought this was a piss break, you are sadly mistaken.
Because this song was awesome. Just kidding.
I don't know. From what I heard, it sounded like they did more talking than singing. I just found it funny. And then, if you didn't hear at the very beginning, he said, I'm sorry, let me get my Machine Gun Kelly hat on. Reppin' John Cena, everybody. That was the wrong thing to say.
Yeah.
So Machine Gun Kelly basically gets down to performance. I look at the TV again, and then Kevin Owens, he's standing up there. I'm like, Matt, hold on, look at the TV. Stop looking at the game. Is this Kevin Owens? Yeah, that's Kevin Owens. So Machine Gun Kelly disrespects Kevin Owens and pie faces the man. And from there, he made grave mistakes. Kevin Owens kicks him in the gut and power bombs him off the ramp through his stage that he was singing upon.
That literally happened.
Dude.
Freaking awesome.
And then the way Cole was selling it is, this man is a guest in WWE. Kevin Owens had no right to do that. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Cole, shut up. All right, so, dude, Oh, and how awesome does this man get with each night? He just makes everybody just go gaga over him within each night that he's on the main roster.
Yes.
I mean, there's not one week that Kevin Owens takes a backward step on the main roster. Like every week, has this man had any downsides since he's come aboard? Power bombs John Cena one week, power bombs John Cena the next week. Has a promo with Cena that led to Cena. Like, you can't fault Owens for losing this promo. Cena used the cancer kid against him. And what were you gonna say?
I mean, losing to Cena is his only little problem, but everything else has been flawless.
Exactly, dude. Execution of everything Kevin Owens has been done with on the main roster has been flawless. I mean, could this be a turnaround for NXT stars, man? I mean, look at what we've got with Neville. Look at what we've got with Kevin Owens. Could this be a possible turnaround?
Man.
I mean, could we be looking at a possible turnaround, Matt?
I think so.
I mean,
but
don't
put your money on it. Don't. I say it should be, and hopefully, I think it will be, but don't be extremely shocked at because you know how Vince can be, but I think it is.
They totally gave me a positive off of last night. Cena wasn't on Raw after winning, and I guess last night I had I was still a little mad, and I didn't look at the bigger picture of Cena not being on Raw this week, and Kevin Owens getting more heat and more character development by powerbombing Machine Gun Kelly off of the stage, but this was absolutely incredible.
Yeah. It kicked ass. Just awesome.
All right, so up next here, we had the 6-man tag between the Primetime Players and Neville and the New Day. And the Primetime Players and Neville going to win. You had to imagine that. We're going to get a return match for the New Day and the Primetime Players. And honestly, dude, the spotlight was on Neville this entire match. I mean, the commentary, they replayed the Red Arrow like 9 different times. I mean, even going through this, the New Day, it was standard 6-man tag. New Day dominates, and then the babyfaces get their offense in. Titus looked like a beast. Darren looked like a strong wrestler in total. I mean, he's always been, like you even mentioned this to me, he's always been a good wrestler. You always thought he was good in the ring, but he fit the perfect mold for a tag team wrestler.
Yeah.
And Neville looked strong at the end, getting the winning pinfall with the Red Arrow.
Yeah.
And Kofi had messed up ribs in this match, dude, from the Roman Reigns powerbomb on the ladder.
And he was the one who took the Red Arrow.
Oh, my God. Dude, Kofi's a great worker. He's a phenomenal worker for even all of that he's had to withstand.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this match and any of the guys in particular in this match?
I liked Titus did well. And Neville, that's all I really seen, to be honest, because the Hawks game was, I'm trying to think, they had 9 minutes left or 5 minutes, so I was really kind of paying attention to that. But I was going back and forth. But yeah, this is a fun little match.
Okay, so it's time for what we've all been waiting for. I just want to really skip over the Authority promo, but I figured if I had to go over it because they said Seth Rollins' next opponent. Basically, they came out and said Seth Rollins they basically told Seth, but that's the important part. When Seth came out, they told him that he's tested their patience. They basically love him, and he's he did get through D numbers on his own, but he's made it clear that he does not want the Authority to help him. So you've basically closed every chapter you had to deal with this far. But there's maybe one unclosed chapter you haven't dealt with. Hit the music. My heart almost literally stops. Like, I can literally feel my heart pounding through my chest. And Brock Lesnar hits. That music hits. He comes out, and he stares Rollins down. And Matt Rollins is going to die.
Oh, yes. And I like Rollins, but I cannot wait for it because Brock Lesnar is the best, in my opinion.
He is. And this is what's going to turn Seth Rollins' face to me. He's going to come out. He's going to basically. I see him attacking Triple H just like Randy Orton did, but I feel she's going to come out and cut the promo the night after or a couple weeks after. He actually takes time to recover from his beating. But if Roman Reigns can take a beating like that, I know Seth can, because Roman Reigns appeared the next night after WrestleMania.
Yeah, and Punk did also. So Rollins he'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree. If they make Seth have to miss a night because of a beatdown injury from Lesnar, then that just makes him look weaker, and that's more building for them to do with Seth.
Yeah.
especially if he has to be credible to face Triple H and Night of Champion. No, wait, no, this is gonna happen at SummerSlam.
That would be a good match too, right there.
Yes, and basically we get a stare down. Rollins walks out, and that ends Raw. But dude, this
Kicked ass.
it did, and this is where I can finally address what I was saying to you before. Roman is going to be facing Brock for that World Championship at SummerSlam because Brock's going to win at Battleground.
Again.
Yeah, so you have to worry about the possible threat of Roman Reigns winning this.
And then Sheamus cash in.
Or Sheamus cash in during the match again.
Now, I don't see during. I see, like, maybe after.
I see Vince wants to keep both of them extremely strong. So you have Sheamus cash in again. And then, like, they're going to make Roman Reigns the underdog story. They're going to basically have Roman Reigns come so close all these times. And then he's going to go through Wyatt, obviously, probably. And then he's going to get close against Lesnar. Sheamus will come out, cash in on him, be champion. And then I see at some point they do a triple threat match between the three with Lesnar, and then Lesnar ends up pinning Sheamus, winning the championship back, and then we're eventually probably going to get that rematch at WrestleMania. And then Roman will come through and just beat Brock.
Oh, no.
I mean, can you question it? Doesn't it seem like Vince booking?
Yeah, I hope not, though. But I have to say that this last segment was really good. The Authority cut a great promo on Rollins. And it felt great. Like, it really was good. One of the best in a while.
Yeah, and Triple H basically yelled at him and told him, prove us now, prove us now. This is a chapter you haven't closed yet. Prove us now and beat this man.
So they're saying it's like, if you can beat this guy, we know you're the guy. But if you can't, then
we wasted our time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically about it.
And I'm sorry to all the Rollins fans. I'm a big Rollins fan, but this is Lesnar, my guy, so I hope he kicks the shit out of Rollins. I'm sorry. I hope he annihilates his ass. But that goes for everybody on the roster. So, you know, even the guys that like Ambrose and Owens, it's always going to be Lesnar for me. But, well, as of so far, but really I can't wait. This is going to be a great match. Because, I mean, the three-way was just outstanding. This match, I guarantee, will be one of the best matches of the year.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be up there. But I think that's all we really have to say, Matt. That's going to be it for the Raw review. I'd like to say sorry for the technical difficulties. Google Hangout is not being the best friend right now to me. I think we are so – Matt, I don't know, man. We might have to go to the local recordings for this one. If Google Hangout continues to do this, we have to stop doing these live.
Yeah.
Or if I can figure out how to work Skype on this computer, then we can just, Skype it and then do it there.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for tuning in on the review. Like I said, sorry about the technical difficulties. You can hit Matt up on Twitter at MattWCW, Wrestling Amino, and Invasion 31. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. You guys can see it right there in the corner of your screens. Matt Jarrett Show. And you guys know the drill. Super kick the comment button. German.
F5?
No, F5, the subscribe button.
Yeah.
And you can pray for Seth Rollins also with that comment as well. And you can tweet both of us about this. And you guys just got Matt's Twitter. Here's mine at gmaster90twf. And most importantly, as I said before, comment. That's where we love our feedback. Just comment. So, thank you guys for watching this Raw review, and I guess we'll see you later. Oh, Wednesday, yes. Lucha Underground review and NXT review. Lucha Underground will be first all night long.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to be the 60-minute Iron Man match between Johnny Mundo and Prince Puma. Make sure you are here for that.
Yep.
And then there's the NXT review preceding that, and I will basically guarantee you this right now. Lucha Underground will be, I'm not going to say, I'll go ahead and say it now. Because the one match that's going to be the entire show, I'll say it may be leaps and bounds over NXT.
Yep. But NXT will still be awesome, though. There's a lot of matches I can't wait for it to happen this week.
Well, all we've really been announced for is Joe and Owens. But, we'll talk about that when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll just see you guys later. See ya!